Charles, take interview. Ready? Good. Well, actually, You ready?
Ready. Go.
Before the world was turned upside down thanks to a global pandemic, and before remote working was the default choice for many companies, my guest today was an evangelist for both the freelance life as well as its remote application. Today, he is a fantastic example of the belief that attendance is no proxy for productivity. I'm Shib Matthew, and for the past 20 years, I've championed the freelancer economy. The company I founded in 2012 became the UK's largest platform for premium freelance talent and reached over $2 billion in freelancer bookings. Now I'm on a journey to discover why people all over the world are liberating themselves as independent professionals in pursuit of excellence in their craft and freedom in their lives.
These are the stories from the freelance revolution.
Roly, Rosevear.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good to see you.
You know, when I saw that you dropped the pin, I thought, where's he suggesting to meet? Like literally on a cliff edge. I saw this and I thought, okay, I get it now. You're an advocate for freelancing and remote working. This almost seems like perfection in terms of those two things. I really want to hear this journey. So where can we do that? This is Freedom Unscripted with Roly Rosevear. Whoa, look at that view. Welcome to your interview. This is good. Is this getting used to coming from the UK or London life?
It's quite easy for me to move and go and work somewhere else and you only have to worry about yourself. But when you've got family to take into account as well, there was a little bit of worry about, how the kid's going to settle. And the kids have settled into school so quickly.
Yeah.
It literally took them about 2 days and they've all got so many friends from all around the world, 50 different nationalities at the school. And
amazing.
Playing with just such a multicultural group of people and just learning a different outlook on life, really. When I was a permanent employee working in London 5 days a week, I didn't see the kids Monday to Friday. I was a weekend dad and that was it. I wasn't particularly happy in that setup and that life.
Yeah.
But out here working remotely, I'm able to drop them to school a couple of times a week. I'm always there for breakfast, always there to cook dinner at night, always there to kind of be part of those key moments. My son, it's really interesting, my son will come home from school and he'll be like, how's your day from work, Dad? How's this deal going? Like, have you picked up any new opportunities? Like, and my daughter's even worse. Often I'll be like, I lost a deal. She's 7 years old and she just turned around to me and she's like, well, Dad, you just need to concentrate more and work harder, don't you? And I'm like, there's probably what I say to her sometimes, and she's just feeding back to me. Or it's good. We had an amazing moment at the end of last quarter. I was way behind on my target for the quarter. Last day of the quarter, and there was this big, large deal that I was trying to get in. It kept getting pushed back. And then we managed to get it signed literally at about 6 o'clock and the kids were all there for that. And they saw the stress beforehand of me, and then the elation when it came through. The first thing we did is I put the phone down and we all just went and jumped into the swimming pool together.
Nice, that's so good.
Popped open some champagne, drunk it with my wife, and to kind of share that moment with your family. It was quite unique.
And that must be so amazing for them to see you have a win like that and experience it with you.
Yeah.
It almost feels like they are part of your journey as well.
Exactly.
When you did make the transition over, how did it work with clients?
That transition was very easy. The clients the end customers I work with on a day-to-day, I think they really like the idea that I'm in Spain because I'm talking to them about global freelancing and remote work hiring solutions. So me being here and kind of eating my own dog food just helps to add some credibility to what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Remote and freelance work, you need a lot of self-discipline. The thing I've got at the back of my head is, I don't get paid unless I do what I need to do. And, the risk of it going wrong with my family over here is not an option. Yeah. So, I think my level of motivation is a lot higher than someone who might be in their first or second job and I could leave this job and I'll go somewhere else. For me, failure is not an option. But I quite like it. I feel alive when I'm taking risks. I like what I do, which makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. I know you to be very successful at what you've done in the past, but then at the grand old age of 38, you decided to go it alone and be a freelancer. And then you decided to double down and become a remote working freelancer.
Freelancing has always been at the centre of my career. Even the first ever proper job that I got was working as a recruitment consultant.
Right.
But that role was getting jobs for freelancers in technology and digital. And I did that in the UK and then abroad in Dubai for a while and had some good success at that. And thought, I reckon I could start my own business. And I guess it was when I made that transition that my outlook on work really fundamentally changed. Because what I didn't like about kind of the old school recruitment industry, it was very transactional, numbers driven. You were, always doing it to help yourself rather than feeling like you were having a greater impact. And it was when we got connected and I worked for your business, Shib, that I really had that first insight into working for a purpose-driven business, where actually there was something much bigger at play than you hitting your own numbers and earning money. And actually, I can use my skills and knowledge to have a really positive impact on the world.
I mean, firstly, that's very nice of you to say. We're absolutely got to keep that in the film. But I think you're right. It's more than just a trend, right? I think it's a real movement because people want more out of their lives. People want to live life on their own terms.
So this street's quite interesting.
Right.
As you
wow.
can see, yeah, exactly. So
this is amazing.
And this isn't anything that the council have done or anything. This is literally just the residents just feeling a sense of community and pride in their street, really. It's really nice.
Amazing. That concept of community resonates so much with freelancing.
Yeah.
And especially with remote workers because, you could feel so isolated. This idea of community helps with that disconnectedness, right?
Absolutely. That's not unique to Javier. I think you can go to most cities in the world now and find communities of freelancers and remote workers. And everybody of that mindset is very willing to engage and meet new people. And some may be working in UX or security or sales or digital marketing. And it's not like you're talking about work like shop all the time, but just, you're all similar-minded people.
Well, I did want to ask you, where should we sit down somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Take a cannon.
Do you feel like a tourist, a local, or even a digital nomad?
Well, I definitely don't feel like a tourist. I probably definitely don't feel like a local.
Right.
I think I'm learning my Spanish and I'm getting there, but I'd feel a lot more local if I was fluent in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I ever would feel like a local because I'm not. I think a digital nomad is a great way to sum it up, really. We're here for a period of time, wherever that might be.
Yeah.
But I also don't see myself as like England as home anymore. So yeah, I think that the nomad description is a good way to describe and live by.
You don't say England isn't home anymore unless you've totally embraced this idea of being remote, being, living life on your own terms.
I'm place agnostic.
Place agnostic, I like it. That's a good phrase. Have you seen any difference in trends from when you started freelancing to today?
Well, I guess the big thing now is remote work has been really normalised in the freelancing community. And people know it's possible and it can be done. You're finding a lot of the big tech companies are doing U-turns now and saying, actually, we want everyone back in the office. We want more permanent employees who are in the office, and other businesses who are doing, the complete opposite and really embracing hiring more freelancers, having a more, globally distributed model to how they deliver work. And what's right for a business is just down to their own individual culture.
It is sometimes a bit tough in that transition.
It is, and especially when the economy gets tough and people aren't posting the results that they were before, people often kind of go back to what they know and what they feel comfortable with, and a lot of leadership, want that more direct control of stuff in the office, and that's their culture. And
do you think that's a crutch, though?
It is, and I, there's definitely there's a lot of great studies out there on the effectiveness of remote work, and I've seen lots that show correlations between success in profitability of companies who are remote, but none that have actually shown the opposite, where bringing people back into the office is more productive. Well, welcome to my place, Shib.
Casa Rosevear.
Casa Rosevear, yes. Come in.
Well, what are you, the Great Gatsby of Javier? This, I think, raises a pretty important point. This is an amazing place. This infinity pool, this incredible casa, this view. Someone watching this might think, well, that's all very well and good for Roly. He must be absolutely loaded, and that's how he can do this remote working in this style.
Well, the thing with this is we haven't gone out and bought this house in Spain.
Right.
We're digital nomads, and we've come out here for a period of time, invest an amount of money in that rent in exchange for some great memories as a family. And we're moving on from here soon on to the next adventure, which will be sad to go, but they're memories that no one can ever take away, and worth it for the investment for the short period of time, really. England's a very expensive place. There's lots of stuff in other countries that are far cheaper, where you can live a much higher standard of life for a fraction of what it would cost you if you were back in the UK.
Yes.
Spain's one thing, but there's loads of interesting countries coming up, like Bulgaria and Albania, where it's really cheap, and you can have views like this and houses at a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
If you're able to still continue to earn the same money remotely as you were back in the UK. Important to remember, you're not on holiday.
No.
I'm here to work. Right. And I have to work hard and put a lot of hours in. The thing is, this style of working would not have been possible 5 years ago. The cultural evolution of kind of Slack and Teams as the office ecosystem for communication, and even just the way that businesses tackle knowledge management now. Like, it used to be, to understand a business, you had to extract knowledge from a person. Now everyone's so good at documenting information, and you've got all these systems like Notion that you can be remote and you don't have to ask a person the answer. The information
follow
is
the paper trail.
Follow the documentation, but businesses have to be set up that way. And I think that's why some businesses have done the return to office thing and drifted towards permanent in-house employees, because they're not set up in a remote way.
What I find so inspiring about Roly's journey is that he views freelancing and remote working not as cause and effect, but rather a natural progression of his life and career goals. He's not waiting for his big break, he's living it. And in being so open to share his experiences with the world, he reveals what's possible to anyone else pursuing the same freedom and fulfillment he enjoys. Thanks for watching this episode of Freedom Unscripted.